It's a good review.
So we'll start here in the shade. This was Colt's Foot. Oh, Dave's got his video. Great. Nice. Colt's Foot.
Like the beard?
That's right, like Colt. Like the beer. I can see where your mind is.
Like the horse.
I was going to say like the horse.
I see what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, like the beer and the horse. Tussilago, the Latin Tussilago, Tussiligo, Tussilago farfara, F-A-R-F-A-R-A. Tussilago farfara. Now, I need a buddy that's going to look up stuff
I can do it.
while I'm talking. Now, remember, you're not going to be able to listen as well, but you can look stuff up and then also read maybe what it says in the official. That comes up in the spring. You'll notice in the spring you'll think it's dandelion. It almost looks like the same type of flower because it is in the Compositae family. Remember Compositae? I'm sorry, wait, is that right? Yeah, it's in the Compositae family. So, what is Colt's Foot used for generally?
Coughs.
That's right, coughs. But because it has some of those pyrrolizidin alkaloids, it's considered only for short-term use, right? But you know, perhaps those alkaloids are what makes it so anti-infective. There's many alkaloids that we'll see when we study the alkaloids. Many of our great antibiotics have alkaloids in them. Golden seal, all kinds of things. So, Tussilago, right? Okay, then we have Eupatorium, right? Perfoliatum, and I'll take one leaf off because you hold it up to the sun. It's got these it's hard to see though. It's got these little tiny pores. So it's Eupatorium perfoliatum, also used for the flu, right? It has eupatorin, and it also contains these polysaccharides, which are very, very immuno-enhancing. Actually, it's rated much higher than even echinacea in the German. It was a German paper by a Dr. Wagner in the 1980s, and he rated plants as how the plants stimulate phagocytosis of our white blood cells, right? And he rated.
Repeat the name again, please.
Of this?
Yes.
Eupatorium.
Spell it.
E-U-P-A-T-O-R-I-U-M.
Okay, thank you.
Or bone set. The common name is bone set, right?
Oh, okay.
It also says it's thorough work.
This one, bone set, thorough work.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, good. I learned something.
Same thing.
Thorough work. So why don't you read us the scoop on bone set here? Are not all bad. There's some pyrrolizidin and alkaloids that are, and I can't remember whether the saturated ones are bad or the unsaturated ones. Probably the saturated ones are bad and the unsaturated ones are good, like oils. But so you want to use that for short periods of time. And one of the key notes in homeopathy is all your muscles hurt, even your eyeballs. You have such deep pain that it hurts to move your eyes. Bone set, okay? Now we have lungwort here. Lungwort, pulmonaria. Pulmonaria. And that's a great doctrine of signatures plant because the little white spots there either meant to the folks that developed the this doctrine of signatures, either meant infectious purulent matter in the lungs, right? Or the little thing meant the alveoli. Okay?
Like a TB lung.
Like a TB lung, exactly. If you looked at an X-ray, that's exactly what it looks like. So, and again, that also contains some of the pyrrolizidins. Similar chemistry to the Colt's Foot. Okay. Now this is a new addition to the herb garden here. This one here. I'm going to take the tag. This is called pellitory. Pellitory. So I'll leave. You could come back at any time. And by the way, I meant to mention that one of your homework projects is going to be to label the entire garden. I have most of it on disc. I just need like lots of people to like cut things out and make a little sign. We can laminate it. The British call it Pellitory of the Wall. Really interesting name. The Latin is Paritaria, P-A-R-I-E-T-A-R-I-A. Judiaca. Okay? You can look at it. I'll put it down there. But Pellitory is used to dissolve kidney stones in the British Materia Medica and the British Compendium, and David Hoffman is a big fan of this particular plant. You don't really see it as much in Western medicine, but in sort of like American herbalism, but in England it's supreme guy. And we have comfrey here, right? Symphytum, otherwise known as bone knit, not to be confused with bone set. The common name for comfrey was bone knit, and that contains compounds which actually regenerate the skin. The main one being allantoin, but it contains all kinds of minerals and nutrients and polysaccharides, which are starches.
That repair the skin?
Yeah. If you look at your cosmetics home, you'll notice allantoin in many of your skin products. So, and you know, some people, like I had an elderly woman who fell and had a compound fracture in her arm, right? And after it was set by the orthopedist, she came in to see me and said, you know, I'm very osteoporotic. You know, the guy says I'm not going to heal for a year or so. I mean, you know, really, pathetically, her bones are really bad. Can you do anything? Well, I said, well, I can't guarantee, but we can use Symphytum both as a topical poultice and, which, you know, she couldn't do really because, you know, she still had the cast on. But once she got the cast on, this is called Symphytum. That's the Latin. Okay? Symphytum. S-Y-M-P-H-Y-T-U-M.
And it has allantoin in it?
Yes.
Can you spell that again?
Okay. S-Y-M-P-H-Y-T-U-M. Symphytum. Okay? And anyway, well, I gave it to her in homeopathic dose because, again, this also has those pyrrolizidin alkaloids, very similar to that plant and that plant and that plant. It's kind of interesting that they're all growing together. And yeah, well, when the orthopedist did the first checkup, he ended up taking off her cast. That's how well it worked. I gave her Symphytum 6X, homeopathic remedy. So it's worth a shot if you want to accelerate the healing of your fractures, or if you want to use comfrey on the skin. There's all kinds of salves out there that we use in the pharmacy here, professional salves. There's one salve that they call CCC cream, right? It's cone flower, which is echinacea, comfrey, and calendula, right, which is the English marigold. And it's just a fabulously excellent regenerative for the skin. Okay, now we have, Chinese skullcap. Chinese skullcap. Otherwise, the Latin for this is Scutellaria. S-C-U-T-E-L-L-A-R-I-A. Scutellaria. And this is Scutellaria bicalensis, which is B-A-I-C-A-L-E-N-S-I-S.
That's the regular name of the Latin?
That's the Latin.
Oh,
Scutellaria bicalensis. The common name is Chinese skullcap. And this would be Rhizoma Scutellaria bicalensis. So you can add the word rhizoma because it's the root that's used. Whereas there's another plant that we don't have here, but I'm going to dig some up from my own garden at home. We have the